The story unfolds at Denning, a pharmaceutical giant facing investigation by the law firm RBE for a potentially hazardous new drug. Frustrated with RBE's perceived inaction, a whistleblower from Denning takes matters into their own hands, killing some of RBE's top personnel. The police pursue the whistleblower, who manages to escape, but eventually takes their own life. Enter Tom, an RBE employee tasked with the now crumbling Denning case. Due to the main witness's suicide, undeterred, Tom shifts his focus to a new case involving the Gambit family, all while keeping it secret from his disapproving boss, Emer. Tom's idealistic approach earns him criticism from Emer, leading to a loss of confidence. Despite support from his girlfriend, Anna, Tom faces an abrupt termination from Emer. He exits the office with his friend Roger, setting the stage for the next chapter in this intricate narrative. As Tom heads to the elevator, Roger realizes he forgot something and goes back. In the elevator, a mysterious person enters and follows Tom. Tom notices something suspicious and decides to follow the person to the 34th floor, where RBE's office is. However, he realizes his access card doesn't work, so he leaves his bag at the reception and asks the security guard for access. Tom reaches the 34th floor and starts looking for the mysterious person. He sees Emer with a woman who is a witness for the Gambit case. Tom also talks to the janitor and reaches the workspace where he finds Roger at his desk. Tom becomes suspicious of Roger's late-night presence in the office, and, unconvinced by Roger's explanations, decides to gather evidence. He discreetly records a video and hides his phone near Roger's desk. While searching for Roger, Tom witnesses him tampering with the building's control systems. Another colleague catches Roger, who pretends to be a maintenance man. When she seeks confirmation from authorities, Roger reveals a gun from his briefcase and fatally shoots her. Horrified, Tom hides in the bathroom, where he discovers a dead security guard. The killer enters the bathroom, prompting Tom to hide with the lifeless guard. Realizing the killer seeks the keys from the guard, Tom swiftly moves to the adjacent restroom. The killer obtains the keys, a revolver, and a walkie-talkie from the deceased security guard. The killer, using the security guard's access card, enters the record room and sets up a chemical explosive to obliterate all the files in the law firm. Simultaneously, Tom warns Roger about the killer, and they attempt to leave the office, but find the elevator locked. Returning to their workspace, they discover all exits blocked by the killer, who has also cut off the internet connection. As the killer enters the workspace, Tom and Roger hide under a table. The killer becomes suspicious when he notices an active computer. When the killer leaves, Tom plans to call the police to save their colleague Emer. Roger opposes the plan, doubting that Emer would reciprocate. Despite Roger's objections, Tom instructs him to contact the authorities while he searches for Emer. With only one access card, Tom uses his jacket to block a door from closing. Roger returns to his desk to call his wife, but the killer discovers him before he can seek help. The killer intercepts Roger's call and instructs him to tell his wife he'll be home late. After the call ends, the killer uses a telephone wire to strangle Roger to death, unaware that a nearby cell phone is recording everything. Tom enters the workspace, retrieves his cell phone, but realizes it's running out of battery. The situation becomes even more dire as they struggle to escape and save Emer from the impending danger. Tom swiftly charges his phone and leaves his desk. Simultaneously, the killer finds Tom's jacket, confirming someone else's presence. Tom discovers Roger's lifeless body and takes his access card. As the killer approaches, Tom hides to avoid becoming the next target. While occupied with Roger's body, the killer's attention is drawn to Tom's ringing, recharging cell phone, revealing the unexpected presence of more people. Unfortunately, the killer deletes incriminating evidence from Tom's phone. Realizing it belongs to him, the killer threatens Tom, prompting a desperate search. In a bold move, Tom tries to activate the fire alarm, but is deterred by an elderly man nearby. Undeterred, Tom sets the room on fire, seeking attention. He asks the man to call the police, but the killer extinguishes the flames, creating a false sense of control. Tom heads to the reception, reprograms his access card, and resets all the locks, trapping the killer inside. The tension rises as Tom strategizes to outsmart the killer and secure his own safety amid the unfolding chaos. Tom swiftly heads to the main office, discovering Emer and the woman inside. Upon informing them of the killer, he breaks in and shoots the woman while hiding behind the door, escaping the killer's notice. The killer then threatens Emer, instructing her to stay in the office, with Tom staying hidden. As the killer departs, Emer discloses that the woman is Gambit's wife. Tom realizes the killer is a hired hitman sent by Gambit to eliminate her for testifying against her husband. Hoping the killer will depart, Tom and Emer find him struggling to breach the reinforced, bulletproof glass door to the record room. While concealed in the workspace, the killer eventually discovers Tom and Emer. Threatening Tom, he demands the access card, or he will kill the janitor. Tom faces a critical decision in protecting himself and those around him from the relentless killer, escalating the tension in the unfolding confrontation. However, Tom avoids the trap, realizing the janitor is already dead. After a while, both Tom and Emer's cell phones ring, exposing that the killer tracked them using Tom's phone. Despite shooting Emer in the arm, they escape using the access card. The killer pursues them with a fire axe, but they manage to enter the record room, where Tom finds refuge in a safe room. Regrettably, the killer uses Tom's phone to lure Anna back to the office, attempting to draw Tom out. Faced with no better choice, Tom decides to comply to save Anna. As she arrives, the killer takes her hostage and breaks her cell phone, intensifying the situation and complicating Tom's efforts to outsmart the relentless adversary. The stakes rise as the tense confrontation unfolds. He takes Anna to the lobby, where he finally confronts Tom and Emer. The killer's goal is to access the file room, and despite Tom's concern for Anna's safety, he tries to trade his access card for her life. Surprisingly, the killer agrees and discards his gun. However, upon receiving the access card, he betrays them, shooting and injuring Emer. Entering the file room with Emer, the killer reveals Emer's involvement, assisting in the job. With access to the records, the killer activates explosives, yet Tom manages to trap him by using a fake access card. When the killer attempts to leave, he realizes Tom's deception as the chemical explosive goes off, causing him to choke and lose consciousness. The tables turn in the tense encounter. Despite the peril, Tom enters the room to put out the fire, only to find the killer has recovered. The killer attacks and beats Tom, but Emer regains control, seizes the killer's gun, and shoots him before his demise. In his final moments, the killer whispers a code to Tom. Intrigued, Tom investigates and uncovers that Emer likely targeted Roger, due to his whistleblowing about the law firm's plan to manipulate the Denning case. Tom informs Emer, but Emer diverts attention, urging Tom to call an ambulance. The unfolding events expose a complex web of motives and betrayal within the law firm, adding layers of intrigue to the intricate storyline. Tom, using the killer's cell phone, attempts to call an ambulance, but the phone is locked. Recalling the code from the killer's last words, he successfully unlocks it. While redialing the recent call log, Emer's cell phone rings, revealing that the killer was Emer's accomplice in burning the files. Tom is shocked by the revelation and blames Emer for everything, including Roger's murder. Emer confesses that it was all a settlement to destroy records on the Den, as he believes the pharmaceutical company is more powerful and ruthless than any crime family. He pleads with Tom to destroy the evidence, but Tom refuses and leaves the room with the crucial file, feeling trapped in the situation. Devastated, Emer commits suicide in his room. As the police arrive at the office after the incident, Tom and Anna leave the building. One of the cops enters the file room, revealing himself to be the killer's accomplice, the same person who met Tom earlier in the elevator with the briefcase. Unbeknownst to Tom, his cell phone is still in the killer's pocket. As Anna and Tom exit the building, Tom realizes the oversight. Meanwhile, the cop in the file room discovers Tom's cell phone in the killer's pocket and alerts a hitman outside the building. The hitman confirms the visual on the target leaving with a girl,